Hi everyone, my tutorial on how to track AI traffic has lots of visits, lots of people implementing it, which is great, but now let's get to the next step. What can you do with this information? Today, I'll walk you through the strategies I use to transform AI traffic from basic metrics into business intelligence. For those who are new here, hi, I'm Dana DiTommaso. I'm the president of digital marketing agency Kickpoint, and I teach advanced marketing analytics strategies on my website Analytics Playbook, and of course here on this YouTube channel. In this video, I'm showing you how to build GA4 audiences that reveal the intent behind visitors who come to your website from AI tool sources. By the end, you'll know exactly how to set up 4 different audiences that give you real insights into customer behavior and attribution. Once we have these audiences set up, we aren't just asking the question, are we getting traffic from AI tools, but also what are these users actually doing? How does AI fit into your customer journey? Are they converting? Are they coming back? Is AI their first touch, or are they using it to validate decisions they've already made? First, I want to clarify something really important about how GA4 tracks visitors. There's first user. This is the very first way someone ever got to your website. If their first visit came from ChatGPT, that sticks with them in GA4 across any future visits they might have. Then there's session, and that's each individual visit. Someone might discover you through ChatGPT, then come back via Google search, then return through a link in an email that you sent them. Each of those is a different session, attributed to something different. Now let's take that idea and think about how it would apply to your customer journey. If someone's first user source is ChatGPT, they're probably in discovery mode. They asked AI for recommendations, and you happen to come up in the list. Right now, they're probably shopping around. But if they come back later and their session source is ChatGPT, meaning they used AI again even though they already knew about you, they might be using an AI tool completely differently. Maybe at this point this is a quick answer or to validate something they already think about your business. I was working with an e-commerce client recently who had this big jump in conversions with AI traffic. When we dug into the data with these audiences, what we actually saw was really interesting. First touch AI users were about a 0.8% conversion rate, and then later touch AI users were a 6.2% conversion rate. That's a completely different story than AI traffic converts at 3.9%, right? So let me show you how to set these up. I'm in GA4 right now. Here I am in the admin. And then in the data display section, I'm going to click on audiences. Then I'm going to click on new audience. I'm going to create a custom audience. And then I'm going to name this first touch AI traffic. For the condition, I'm going to search for my custom channel group. And what I'm looking for here is first user custom channel group. Yours might be named differently. Mine is named custom channel group. And then for the add filter, I'm going to say exactly matches. And then I'm going to select AI tools from the dropdown. Then I'm going to click apply. And then I can choose to set this to the maximum limit. In this case, I'll set it to be 30 days. And then you can see I do have users in this audience, which is great. So then I can save this. That audience will capture everyone whose very first interaction with my site came from AI. Now we're going to create another new audience. Same process. This audience is going to be called AnyTouch AI. Now for the condition, I'll search again for my custom channel group, but in this case, it's going to be the session custom channel group. And again, I'll say exactly matches, and I'll find AI tools. These are people who came to the site at any point in their journey. You can see I have more users in this audience. I'm going to click save. Then I'm going to create the return touch audience. This is the one where it gets really interesting. In this case, same idea. I'm including users when the session custom channel group exactly matches, and again, AI tools, and apply. But now I'm going to be adding a group to exclude. I'm going to select this here, and I'm going to say to exclude users when the first user channel group exactly matches AI tools. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see users where AI was not their first touch, it was only second or later. And so you can see here, I have 27 users. Everybody was 48, but I'm excluding the people who came via AI first. So that means I'm left with 27 users in this audience. Then my last audience is going to be called zero touch. And this audience, I'm going to delete the default inclusion, just have an exclusion. And again, this will be my session custom channel group, exactly matches, and AI tools. This is my control audience. These are people who have never been to my website via AI tools. Now, what you do with these audiences depends on what you do and how your customers typically engage with you. If you're in a high urgency business, I would use pest control as my example. People aren't shopping around in case they get termites someday. They have an immediate problem. They have termites. They want to get them out now. In that case, first touch probably equals last touch. AI traffic either converts or it doesn't. But if you're a moving company, people are planning months ahead, hopefully. They're asking ChatGPT, tell me the best moving companies in Austin. They're going through that list systematically. They might get a quote, but then they'll come back later via direct traffic to actually book, or maybe they'll just call you. That's why the return touch audience matters so much. It shows you AI's role in multi-touch journeys. The way I analyze this is by using GA4's cohort exploration. Let me show you how that works. Here I am back in GA4, and now I'm in the exploration section, which you can get to here. I'm going to scroll through the template list until I find the cohort exploration, which you can see right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up those audiences that I created earlier as segments. Those are backward looking, but you can only use them in explorations. I'll set those up so I can compare them. To set up the segments, you're going to click the plus symbol. Then you're going to click on create a new segment. And then you can choose what type of segment you're going to create. In this case, we do want to evaluate people across multiple visits. So we're going to choose user segment, and we're going to set these up in exactly the same way. So we'll have our first touch AI segment. And for this segment, it was the first user custom channel group, exactly matches, and AI tools. We'll hit apply here. Then we'll go through the same process, create a new segment, a user segment again, and we'll create our return touch, any touch, and zero touch. First, we'll do return touch. So for return touch traffic, this is including users where the return, as in the second point or thereafter, is AI tools, but not their first touch. We'll click apply to save that. Then again, the plus symbol. We're going to create a new segment, create a user segment. This one would be any touch. Our any touch AI traffic is where they could have come via AI tools at any point in time. Click apply in here. We'll create our last segment. Our last segment is zero touch. And our zero touch is an exclusion only where these people have never come to the site via AI tools. I'm going to hit apply for that as well. And now what I'm looking at here is I'm comparing any touch AI versus zero touch AI. So any touch AI are the number of people who come to our site via any AI traffic at any point in their journey versus people who have never come to our site via AI traffic. And then we can see the return rate. In this case as well, I've also selected the calculation as rolling instead of standard. That way you see these percentages, and it's probably likely that your AI traffic is significantly less than your zero touch AI traffic. So by looking at percentages, it makes it a little bit easier to see the specific patterns. Now we can see that this shows me that my first touch AI audience has a return rate of 19.2% the first week later, 6.5, etc. And the return rate for zero touch is significantly lower. I'm consistently finding across multiple client segments that AI audiences tend to have higher return rates and even higher conversion rates in non-AI audiences. For example, you can, from this return criteria here, select any conversion from this dropdown, and then it will change the audience to show the people who've had a conversion. And so you can see as well, the conversion rate is higher for the any touch AI audience versus the zero touch AI audience. People who find you via AI and they come back again, those are often your most valuable visitors, which really changes how you evaluate the ROI of AI traffic. So here's what I want you to do next. First, make sure you have AI traffic tracking set up properly. I have a complete guide on that. There's a link in the description. Then create these 4 audiences that I showed you today. It'll take you about 10 minutes in total, and here's the important part. Start watching how they behave. Look at your cohort analysis. Compare conversion rates. See which of your audiences are actually driving business value. Because everyone's really excited about AI traffic right now, but these concrete steps will help you move past the hype and see what's actually happening with your visitors. I cover this kind of audience strategy in my Analytics for Agencies course, where you get access to office hour sessions where I work through exactly these types of challenges one-on-one with real agencies and businesses. Drop a comment and tell me, have you set up AI traffic audiences yet? What patterns are you seeing? I'm genuinely curious what you're finding in your own data. If this was helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss another video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.